Hello folks, my name's Laura and welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the 5 reasons why I feel that a raw vegan diet is so anti-aging, as opposed to being an aging diet, which sometimes I've heard it being accused of an aging diet. Now, everybody's situations are different as to where they came from in their lives before they got on a raw vegan diet, or where they are in their travels as far as food. And I'm a person who is really interested in health, and I have been trying and studying different things through the years on a lot of anti-aging things, not just anti-aging for beautiful glowing skin, but for the body, so that we are vibrant inside, which glows in us on the outside. So one of the number 1 reasons that I think that a raw vegan diet is so anti-aging is because we're eliminating so much of the aging cooked foods out there. And the worst kinds of cooked foods out there are things that cause glycation, and that glycation causes ages, which there's actually been studies that have shown in Sweden that when you cook food at very high temperatures, it actually forms this plastic around the food. And this is what you're eating, and this is what causes the ages. And the ages spells exactly what it is, AGES, because it actually does age the body faster. And these are known facts that are studied all over the world. And the worst kinds of cooking is like things like when you will see a piece of burnt bread, or red meats and foods that are grilled. Fried, of course, is a terrible thing. All of these things, they cause this glycation to happen, and this causes you to age faster. It does indeed accelerate the aging process. And also things like sugars and processed sugars, and all the sugars that are added into all of the processed foods. And not even just processed foods, but processed drinks. And you know, people they drink a lot of these Gatorades and all of these things, and these things all have a lot of sugar and corn syrups. And the best thing for hydration besides water is fruit, and having coconut water, which preferably by a real coconut, which will give you the hydration and will give you the electrolytes, instead of using Gatorade and all of these store-bought things that are very aging on the body. So I've always avoided sugar like the plague. I never ate corn syrups and things, even before I went on a raw vegan diet, because I've always studied anti-aging, and I know that sugar is definitely one of the most aging things that we could put in our bodies, besides all these other things that I have just discussed. And things like dairy actually causes these heavy proteins. Actually, this is why people have a lot of problems with cystic acne, because of those heavy proteins that have this glycemic type effect that cause things to come out of the skin. And this doesn't really make our skin look beautiful and vibrant like we get from raw, fresh fruits and vegetables, which are water rich. So number 2 is the fact that raw vegans are taking in pounds of water-rich mineralized foods every day. And there's a lot of people who worry about things like protein and calcium, but a lot of these proteins and calcium are being absorbed into our bodies a lot more readily than you are on a standard diet, where you aren't really absorbing a lot of these things anyway. You're not absorbing enough of the nutrients that your body really needs. Whereas on a raw vegan diet, you have these water-rich vibrant colors, and you have so many anti-aging properties in all of these foods that this helps us to anti-age, not only for our skin, and not only does it give us a very vibrant color and glow, but it also does things like help strengthen our bones, because things like calcium that people try to get from milk, we actually have lots of calcium in a lot of our greens. And a lot of these greens, the calcium is actually absorbed because these greens also have magnesium. And these two in conjunction, that the ratio of these two together actually help us to build stronger bones without the use of all of the dairy and all of the garbage out there that really causes a lot more skin issues and a lot more aging. Is quicker bowel transit time. So what does this mean, and what does this have to do with anti-aging? Well, it has a lot to do with it, because most people in the standard American diet are really full of a lot of buildup inside of their guts, and this is causing slow bowel transit time, and we end up with biofilms, mucoid plaque, and other things built up on the intestinal walls, which cause people to age a lot faster because their digestive system is so slow that they're really not absorbing all of the good food that they are eating. And this is not to discourage people that are on a standard diet not to start adding more salads and water-rich foods to their diet. It's just making the statement that when you have done juice fasting and you live on these clean foods and you've cleaned the gut and the bowels out, then you can take in all of these water-rich nutrients a lot quicker and better, and it will pass through the body a lot quicker and faster. And this is very anti-aging on the entire body systems. Number 4 is most raw vegans do a lot more than just eating good food, but they practice a lot of really important strategies and practices which have to do with digestion and have to do with better sleep. What does this have to do with anti-aging? It has a lot to do with it. So for a long time now, even before I was on completely raw foods and I was transitioning period, and I've been on raw vegan diet 6 years now, I have practiced not eating before bed, because this is the most aging thing that you can do for your body, and this seems to be the standard American way of life, is the later the better as far as foods. And what this does is it causes your body to not be able to digest the foods. It takes about 3 to 4 hours for the body to completely digest. And that is while you're walking around doing things, still burning calories. When you go to sleep at night, it takes even longer to digest these foods. So this is not an anti-aging thing for anybody out there that eats late at night. And even on raw foods, your body can't digest the foods and repair. The nights that we're sleeping are the nights that we need for repairing, and not just that it has to do with our skin, but it has to do with our whole insides, and anything that's going on in our body needs repairing time. So this means that when it's not concentrating and focusing on digestion, which is all that it does if you eat before bed, and it cannot work on repairing. This is why there's a lot of people that have so many aches and different issues, and they're just not healing, because they don't have enough healing time, because they don't do enough fasting and they don't do enough resting. And nighttime is a fasting time, and they may think that they're getting 8 hours of sleep or 9 hours of sleep, but really they've spent 6 hours digesting and only getting 3 hours of sleep. Whereas I sleep 5 or 6 hours a night, but it's sound sleep, and it's time for my body to completely repair and replenish my skin, my hair, my bones, my digestive system is at rest. And this is a very anti-aging thing that is practiced by most raw vegans. So another reason, and reason number 5, that I think that raw vegan diet is an anti-aging diet is because the clarity, focus, and energy that you get from this lifestyle causes you to be able to do a lot more things and perform a lot more things that you wouldn't be able to do on a standard lifestyle. Now, I know that there's people out there that are on raw vegan diets and they can still build muscle and all of these things. But the thing of it is that a lot of the energy on a standard diet, when you're using things like caffeine and a lot of different stimulants in these powdered formulas that you get, and a lot of added dairy and other things that come on the regular standard lifestyle, you're not getting the ongoing energy that you have with no crash that you get on a raw vegan diet. So what does this have to do with anything? This is a good question, because I have a friend, somebody that I have talked to on Instagram, and he's in his 70s, and he's a pretty long time raw vegan, and he's in his 70s, and he could do things that most people can't even do when they're 30. And, a lot of it involves a lot of maybe Tai Chi or yoga, I'm not sure exactly, but it's the strength and the mobility and the flexibility that this man has. This takes a lot more than people think to be able to do this. And they asked him, they said, well, what does you being able to do this have anything to do with being on a raw vegan diet? And he explained that being on a raw vegan diet, if he did not have the focus and the strength of what it takes to do what he does, that he could not do this if he wasn't on a raw vegan diet. And I can totally identify with that, because at the age that I am, most people my age really don't have the strength to get up every day, 7 days a week, and do the exercises that I do. As a matter of fact, I couldn't do these things when I wasn't on a raw vegan diet. Even though I was always an exerciser and things, I could not perform and focus and do this as daily and for as much time as I do it, which helps me to build more strength and helps me to build more flexibility and to be healthier. So these are my 5 reasons, and I hope that this encourages people out there to be moved to maybe trying a raw vegan lifestyle, or at least starting to add more of these anti-aging foods into their diet. So I'm going to read this word for today, and this is out of Matthew, and it's chapter 28, verse 18, and it says, all authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth. So I hope that you liked this video on anti-aging. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye.